guys, it's Ruthie and welcome back to another video. So today I finally decided to try a Bob Ross tutorial. So I've actually done this before, but you guys didn't see it. I did it on my own time and it was so much fun to do. I really loved it. So I wanted to be able to do one on camera. So I decided to try that, but something happened at the end, which you guys will see in just a little while. But yeah, something happened. But I had so much fun with this, you guys. I really loved the end result. But I did not use oil paints. I actually used gouache, which actually works surprisingly well. I think using it like straight from the tube and like mixing it with just the tiniest bit of water to like soften and blend it, it just worked really nicely. So yeah, this was so much fun to do, and I actually got the colors actually really close to Bob's. So yeah, I did like put a little bit of color from my watercolors, like my watercolor tubes, in there, but yeah, I actually thought about using acrylics with this, but since I did gouache for my last Bob Ross painting that I did, it worked really well, so I decided to try that again, and just because like I have more colors with like gouache and watercolors. So yeah, these clouds gave me a little bit of trouble at first, but then later I go back and fix them, so yeah, don't get too attached to those because they will be gone in a little bit. I did use watercolor paper and actually held up really well. I was very surprised. It actually worked pretty nicely last time, so I think that's part of the reason why it worked so well this time. Like, I don't know if I'm really making any sense anymore, but I was using the Canson XL watercolor paper, and this one, I'm really impressed with this watercolor paper. It held up really nicely with the gouache and all the water and just all of the brush strokes that I did on this piece. So yeah, I was so impressed. I would actually like to try using the gouache on a canvas. I don't know if that would actually work or not, but I actually would kind of like to try. You can get them pretty cheap at Michael's, so that might be something I'll have to look into. But so right now the paper works pretty well, and then I can like customize the sides and everything. I think this part wasn't like the hardest, but this, whenever you're adding like on the snow and the light onto the mountains, he actually described it as light. I thought it was snow. So yeah, this part was kind of difficult. I just wasn't getting the right texture I was wanting that I had gotten before with my other painting that I did. And then the shadows I was having a bit of trouble with. But actually I think I figured it out at the end. But there was only like one part in the entire painting that I really just didn't really just love, which we'll get to in a minute. But yeah, so far it's turned out pretty nicely. I think I spent quite a bit of time working on these. Well, and then one other part, but I spent a lot of time on these mountains. I think these are one of my favorite parts to do, actually, is creating the shape and then creating depth and everything. That's one of my favorite parts. And then doing like a lot of the foliage, which is also one of my favorites. Ooh, and then I also like doing clouds. Oh, and here's where I actually fixed like doing the clouds and everything. I feel like this made them look a little bit more fluffy, and they just looked a whole lot better. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I actually used a different camera. I actually used a I can't remember what it was. I think it was a Canon Rebel, maybe something like that. I think that my mom had actually used when she was taking photography lessons, and she doesn't really do that anymore. Like not at all, except if she takes photos with her phone. But sometimes my dad uses it for work, but really we don't get a whole lot of use with it other than that. So I decided to try it out again. I have tried it out before in the past, and I just haven't loved the end result. I don't know. This looks better. I love the light. I filmed this, I don't know, maybe 2-3 o'clock, and the light, I don't know, I think it was the settings that I had it on, but the light looked a whole lot better than it would on my phone. It's still a little bit grainy. Maybe I can figure out how to fix that in the future, but yeah, let me know like what you guys think. Do you like this better? Because I'm seriously considering switching to using the camera. Oh, here was this is the part where I was really struggling. I don't know if it was like the scale I was working on, but doing like the foothills and these little trees, usually I can get the trees down, but I was really struggling on these. So yeah, the whole thing looked a little weird. So, but I mean, we still got the nice looking mountains in the back, so just ignore the foothills and look at the mountains. This painting really didn't take me that long to do. I think it may have taken me 30 to 40 minutes to do. Now it might sound a little bit crazy, but considering all the little mini details and everything, I really didn't think that I would get done with this that quickly. I don't know, partly I think is some of the scale that I was able to get it done quickly, but other than that, I was really surprised at how quick I did it. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that because I was afraid once I would get done with it, it would be dark and then you wouldn't be able to see it on camera. So yeah. Oh, I was working on a tree, but then this happened. Yeah, so you guys didn't actually see me even paint the rest of it, but here's what the end result looked like. It was so much fun to do. I really loved the end result. I sent a photo of how it looked to some of my friends and they really liked it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you want to see another video like this and maybe one where I don't run out of card space. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you in my next one. Bye!